Okay, imagine this. You're at your favorite coffee shop, right? About to pay for that like triple shot latte. You know the one with your phone.
Yeah.
But just as you're about to tap, you get this like tiny voice in your head that's all, hold on a sec. Is this actually like safe? I feel like we're all kind of asking that more and more these days.
Yeah, definitely.
So welcome to Zana AI Talk, the show where we do a deep dive into all things AI. And today, we're going to tackle a topic that's crazy relevant, right? How AI is kind of shaking things up when it comes to mobile
For
payments.
sure.
We've got some wild research from Stanford University to dig into. Plus, we'll look at some real-world cases that might make you think twice next time you tap to pay. Oh, and don't worry, we've got links to all the sources we'll be talking about down in the episode description.
Definitely check those out.
So, when we talk about AI and mobile payments, it's kind of like, where do we even start?
Well, one of the things that's really interesting is how AI is kind of a double-edged sword when it comes to this stuff.
Okay. I'm in.
Yeah, so like it can be used to make things super secure, right?
Right.
But it can also be used by, well, the bad guys to make their attacks even sneakier.
Okay. So it's not just like hackers in hoodies in a dark room anymore.
Nope.
We're talking like AI bots battling it out in the digital world.
Exactly, like a whole digital war zone. But let's start with the good stuff first, right?
Yeah. Let's keep it positive for a sec.
One of the like biggest wins for security, thanks to AI, is in real-time fraud detection.
Ooh, tell me more about that.
So imagine a system that's constantly analyzing like every single transaction, looking for anything that seems even a little bit off and flagging it, like before any real damage is done.
Oh, wow. So it's like having a super smart detective on the case 24/7.
Yeah. And it's way more efficient than those old school rule-based systems. Those were basically just playing catch up all the time.
Right. Like trying to put out fires after they've already started.
Exactly.
So AI is like the superhero of mobile payment security, it sounds like. But hold on. If AI can be used for good, like you said, doesn't that mean it can also be used for bad?
Yeah, unfortunately, you're right. And that brings us to something called adversarial attacks.
Okay, adversarial attacks, that sounds intense. What are those?
So basically, it's when someone deliberately tries to like trick or sabotage an AI system. So
Wow.
think of it like this. You're teaching a dog to fetch only blue balls, right?
Okay, I'm picturing it. Cute dog, blue ball.
But then like someone secretly mixes in some red ones during training, right?
They sneaky.
So eventually the dog might get confused and start fetching any ball, regardless of color.
Ah, okay, so the dog's been tricked.
Yeah, and that's kind of similar to what can happen with a poisoning attack on an AI system.
Wait, poisoning attack? That sounds kind of scary. So like someone can feed an AI bad data and make it malfunction later on.
Yeah, that's a very real concern.
What if that happened to the AI that's supposed to be protecting my mobile payments?
Well, that's why there are organizations like the National Institute of Standards and Technology, or NIST. They're working really hard to address this.
So even the good guys are having a hard time keeping up with the bad guys in this, like, whole AI arms race. What are we, normal people supposed to do?
That's where it's really important to understand, like, what the real world risks are.
Okay, so how do we do that?
Well, there's this incredible resource. It's called the AdVML Threat Matrix, and it's basically like a massive database of case studies all about AI being used for, well, shady purposes. They even have this interactive matrix that you can check out online. It's called ATAS.
ATS says, like the Greek Titan holding up the world.
Yeah, exactly.
So this matrix, it's like that powerful.
Well, it's definitely holding up like a ton of knowledge when it comes to AI threats.
That makes sense.
And what it really highlights is that these attacks, they're not just some like far off sci-fi movie plot.
They're happening right now.
Yeah, they're happening right now to companies of all sizes.
Oh, wow. Okay, so we know AI can be used against us. But, like, how exactly are these attacks actually playing out in the real world? Give us the juicy details.
So there was this one case, right, that really stood out to me. It involved a mobile payment app, pretty popular one actually,
Oh, yeah.
and they were using AI for fraud detection, which, is great.
Yeah, sounds good so far.
But the attackers, they figured out a way to like manipulate the data that the AI was using to make its decisions.
Oh, sneaky.
Yeah, so basically they made their fraudulent transactions look like totally normal to the AI.
So the AI didn't even, like, flag it or anything?
Nope, it just sailed right through.
Oh, wow.
And it's like they created this I guess you could call it a blind spot
Blind spot.
in the
Yeah.
system. And they got away with, well, a lot of money before anyone even realized what was going on.
It's kind of a good reminder that we can't just like rely on technology to protect us, right?
Oh, for sure.
We have to
100%.
be like smart about our own security too.
Exactly. And here's something else that's interesting. We tend to see like a spike in these kinds of attacks during those, busy shopping periods.
Oh, right, like the holidays,
Yeah, exactly. Like Black Friday, Cyber Monday, all that.
because everyone's online, trying to get the best deals.
Yeah, cyber criminals, they know that people are busy shopping online, making more mobile payments, and while they're trying to take advantage of all that chaos.
It's like the digital version of Black Friday. Except instead of fighting over TVs, everyone's trying to grab our data.
Uh-huh. That's a great way to put it. And, with more and more people using things like mobile wallets and cryptocurrencies,
Yeah.
having really strong encryption is more important than ever. Encryption is like that secret code that protects your information when it's, traveling online.
Right. So even if someone like intercepts my data, they can't actually read it without the key to decode it.
Exactly.
Got
And
it,
it's
got
like you wouldn't just leave your front door unlocked, right?
Yeah.
So you shouldn't neglect your digital security either.
Good point.
And keeping your software up to date, that's another really important thing.
The updates.
Those updates often include patches for newly discovered vulnerabilities. Think of those like weak spots
Weak spots. Okay.
that hackers can use to get in,
Right, right. Okay.
So you got to stay updated.
Speaking of vulnerabilities, I have a confession.
Oh.
I've totally used public Wi-Fi to make mobile payments before, like at coffee shops, airports. It's just so convenient. But I have a feeling you're going to tell me that's a big no-no.
Well, yeah, public Wi-Fi can be risky because a lot of the time it's not very secure. Hackers can actually snoop on your connection
Yeah.
and potentially steal your information, especially if you're not using a VPN.
A VPN. What's that?
So VPN stands for Virtual Private Network, and it's basically like a tunnel that encrypts your internet traffic, and that makes it, well, a lot harder for hackers to spy on you.
Oh, okay. So kind of like a secret passageway for my data.
Yeah, something like that. It's a good idea to use one, especially, when you're on public Wi-Fi.
Okay, VPN added to the to-do list. But even with all the like right tech tools, it seems like user awareness is still like super important.
It really is.
So what are some like simple things that we can all do to, protect ourselves?
Oh, one of the most important things is setting strong passwords.
Yeah.
Use a combination of upper and lowercase letters, numbers, symbols,
Right.
and don't use the same password for like every single account.
Oh, yeah, that's a good point.
And you also got to be wary of phishing attempts.
Phishing.
Yeah, those are those scams where someone tries to trick you into giving them your information, like through fake emails or websites.
So if I get an email that says I won $1 million, but I have to click a link to claim it,
Yeah, probably a scam.
probably a scam, right?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Always be a little skeptical of, emails or messages that you weren't expecting, especially if they're asking for your personal info or like really pushing you to click a link.
That's like my grandma always used to
Oh.
say, if it sounds too good to be true, it probably is.
Words to live by. And there are actually industry standards in place that can help keep your transactions secure.
Okay, like what?
Have you ever heard of PCI DSS, the Payment Card Industry Data Security Standard?
I've heard of it, but I don't really know what it is.
So basically, it's a set of rules that businesses have to follow to protect your card information.
Oh.
It's not perfect, but it's a good baseline for security.
Okay, so it sounds like this whole securing mobile payments thing, it's a team effort, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Companies need to have strong security, tech needs to keep evolving, and, we as users, we need to be smart and careful.
You got it. We all have a part to play in keeping our information safe.
Totally. Okay, so let's do a quick recap of what we've learned today. AI, it's powerful, but it can be used for good or bad when it comes to mobile payments.
Right.
Adversarial attacks are a real threat, and we need to understand how they work.
Exactly.
We talked about encryption, using a VPN on public Wi-Fi, strong passwords, watching out for those phishing scams, and knowing about industry standards like that PCI DSS thing.
Yep, all important stuff.
It's a lot to keep in mind, but you know what? It's worth it to keep our money safe.
It really is worth it. And it kind of makes you think,
Right.
like with AI constantly evolving, how can we as, individuals in a society make sure that the future of mobile payments is innovative and secure? those two things together.
It is like the million-dollar question, isn't it? It feels like we're constantly in this race,
Yeah.
between the good guys and the bad guys, and the track is technology.
I like that. That's a really good analogy. And it's not just about, coming up with the latest gadgets. It's about like creating a culture of security awareness. We need to educate people about the risks, make sure everyone is doing their part to like stay safe online.
Yeah, totally. It's like a digital neighborhood watch, right? We
Exactly.
gotta look out for each other, report anything suspicious.
We need to work together to make sure that the future of mobile payments is, well, bright. And that future, it's looking pretty exciting.
Oh, yeah. How so?
Well, think about the possibilities. Imagine, like, paying for something with just a glance, or a fingerprint,
Wow.
or using your phone to manage all your finances securely in one place. There's so much potential.
That's kind of mind-blowing when you think about it. But, we have to be careful, right?
Oh, yeah.
Make sure we're not, like, sacrificing security for convenience.
Absolutely. That's why conversations like this are so important.
Good.
The more we understand, about the risks and the solutions, the better equipped we'll all be to like navigate this exciting but complex world of mobile payments.
Well said. We've definitely covered a lot of ground today, from that whole, like, double-edged sword of AI to how crucial user awareness really is.
It's a lot.
So what's, like, the one thing you hope our listeners take away from all of this?
I think the like biggest takeaway is that mobile payment security, it's a journey, not a destination.
I like that. A journey.
We can't just like set it and forget it. We got to stay informed, adapt to new threats, be really proactive about protecting our information.
I couldn't agree more.
Yeah.
A huge thank you to you for, like, breaking down this complex topic. You made it so clear and engaging.
Thanks for having me.
We hope you all found this deep dive insightful and, maybe even a little bit empowering.
Definitely.
Remember, you can find links to all the sources we talked about down in the episode description.
Check those out.
And if you're looking for more deep dives into the world of AI and all kinds of other, like, mind-blowing topics, be sure to subscribe to Zana AI Talk. We're always exploring something new. And before you go, hit that like button and drop us a comment. Let us know what you thought. We love hearing from you. Until next time, stay curious and stay safe.